Welcome to the Music Examination. The hosts of the show are Zag, Ness, and Curtis, who will be discussing, debating, and dissecting classic rock and roll. Let the show begin.
Okay, we're back again for another show today. We got a really good show, I think. I'm really excited about it. But before we go in, we got a couple comments that people have sent to us. We have one from Joe. I think he's a friend of the podcast. We were talking about the live albums, and he mentioned about, did we talk about the Bruce Springsteen one? He was saying about the Bruce Springsteen live album, 75 to 85. And Joe, we will get to that one of these days. And there was another one we had from Craig. He made a comment. He's another friend of the podcast. He made a comment about B.B. King live at the Apollo. Now, I know that one came out in 91. No, that was the 91 tour, and it came out in 92. So I don't know that you guys. I know that one there. I don't think I mean, usually we're talking about mostly about the album live ones. That would have been in CD types.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm thinking we could have, and we left a lot of them on the table when we did it last time. We both, all three of us, we just walked out here going, man, we could have did this one, could have did that one. If you want to do like the B.B. King live thing, then you're really going to expand it to Neil Diamond's Hot August Night
yeah.
or Elvis in Hawaii. I mean, you could go really deep and all over the place with these. So yeah, we can do it, and we are going to be planning on doing a second follow up to that because we left a lot on the table last time. So yeah, just hang in there, stay tuned. We'll get to them.
Yep. And I also got another comment. It's from someone named Wendy. She was looking at one of our video shoots, and she liked your Harpo's T-shirt there.
Wendy,
kind of a little bit throwback that when she used to hang out there. So looks like you got a groupie there.
Well, yeah, I got a groupie, all right. So I probably spilled beer on her one time.
Could have been, yeah.
Or she threw beer in my face. Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Or spit on you.
That was a possibility anytime you went to Harpo's.
Yeah. But that was, she seen the shirt and was like, oh, that's a really cool memory. I remember being there a lot and stuff like
Surprised
that.
it still fits.
It's not an original. You bought that later in life.
No, I've got one original one.
And you still wear it?
No,
I
I
don't
keep
think so.
that one.
That's
The
the
newer
one-
one I bought, you could wear it because it has that little logo when they merged with Blondie. That's the newer one that I wear. The older one I still keep because I don't want to mess that up.
Gotcha.
But you can fit in it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's not snug. Yeah, luckily I bought it big.
Okay.
So
okay.
I could still fill it.
Okay.
And I can still wear my Aerosmith shirt from 78.
So the next video.
Can't bend over with it or it scratch your back. All of a sudden it becomes a Hulk Hogan shirt.
It's a sock now. It's a sock now.
It's a headband. But it's a cool headband.
I wear it. That's
All right.
all right.
So what we got today, Kurt?
Let's jump right in. We are going to talk about some of our favorite singers, guitar players, drummers, bassists, whatever you guys like.
What do we got time for? Now, lay down the ground rules there, Curtis.
Well, it's not like who's the best, who's the greatest or whatever. It's just people that have maybe inspired you or who you like. That's basically what we're going to do,
Fair enough.
and that. So,
Again, this is not going to be, a contest. Well, they sold more records than that. No, this is just
Right.
whoever you liked at a specific time or whatever. You just throw the CD and just like the sound of that particular person's playing, singing,
Right.
bass playing, fiddle playing, spoons, whatever they're playing. So, we're going to have the Zag start us off?
Sure.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
fire it up.
Well, I'm going to go with a safe bet because, and not really safe, but I think Mick Jagger is probably the epitome of a frontman. And again, it's not that he's got a great voice, but who else could have, if you think about it, the Stones are they're kind of an anomaly anyway.
Right.
But who would have fit in other than Mick Jagger, or would the Stones ever be them without him? You know what I mean?
No,
because
yeah,
but he's a showman. He's I mean the voice is unique. You know when you're hearing Mick Jagger, and he's one of those guys that I think he's very identifiable. There's
Yes.
there's other people, but he's just I think he's the whole package, and you can't argue that. I mean, I don't know anybody that could argue the fact that he's probably one of the, or will go down probably for a long time past us being here as one of the greatest singers and frontmen ever.
And the thing is, everybody knows Mick Jagger. Your mom knows who Mick Jagger is.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, the guy did. You're right. He's an icon beyond just an icon. You're right. The Stones are an anomaly. We're going to see how far rock and roll goes based on how long the Stones go, because they just keep rolling. It's like, holy cow, this is where, you know, that's where they brought, you know, they were doing the stuff with Muddy Waters back in the day and stuff, where he was sitting down in a chair and stuff. That's what they're going to end up doing. They're going to be old guys sitting in a chair playing old blues covers, and
he hasn't changed. I mean, he sings the same.
No.
He never, you know, I mean, his voice may be getting a little deeper or something, but I mean, really, when you listen to their old records, other than the production, he sings the same. You know, he accentuates the same. He's got that.
Yes.
He's got that, you know, stereotypical English accent that's just enough in the songs.
Yep.
It's great. I mean, you can't argue the guy.
Yeah.
But there's one guy I know that said he hates the Stones. And I'm like, how do you hate the Stones, man? Yeah, one person in my whole life
Really?
that says he just totally dislikes the Stones. But other than that, I mean, I don't know who can argue that.
I mean, even from the beginning, and from the get go, he was, you know, the icon. That, you know, he was. The girls loved him up there. I mean, and he.
Plus, he was a contributor, songwriter.
Yes. Yep. He commanded the stage all the time. I mean, even now, I mean, I seen video clips of the last tour they did. He is still very active.
Yeah, and he's not running around the LCA stage. This guy's got a stage that's like a football field, you know, wide, football field deep. He's got the ego ramps on the side. He's got to run up and down and stuff. Yeah, he's not playing, you know, some postage stamp stage there. He's got to work that stage.
Oh, yeah.
Where Keith can just kind of hang back and stuff and just, you know,
Which he
relight his
kinda does.
cigarettes and stuff while we.
Which he kind of does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the guy that hated the Stones, was he a Beatles fan or a Who fan?
No, an AC/DC fan.
Huh. Because usually somebody who
you're
hates
an
the Stones
AC/DC
usually
fan, aren't
falls
you?
into the.
I like AC/DC. Yeah, I'm an AC/DC
So
fan.
you're not the one. You're not the one who hates Stones, are you?
No,
Okay.
no,
He
man.
just said he liked Mick Jagger.
Okay. Well, he could have said that just to be because Mick Jagger's one of the most popular singers.
You know, and for as long as Mick Jagger's been around, he's only done a couple solo albums.
Yes.
You know, they weren't great, but they were different.
But
I
they
like the
have- you know
fact
what?
that he was
So Who's the
different.
Boss has got a couple good
There's,
songs.
yeah, I'll say there's a couple nuggets in there and stuff.
Right.
You know, God Made Me, the one with Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
That's a great song too. But
Yeah.
you're right. As for a full album, though,
But he always ventured off a little. It wasn't like the Stones. He was, you know, he had a little bit of with that Just Another Night, a little bit of, you know, it wasn't disco, but it was a little bit more funky.
Yeah. Then
You
he
know-
also did that. Was it Dancing in the Streets with Bowie?
Yeah.
Did
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And he also did. There's a TV show that's I forgot which. I think it's on Apple. Called Slow Horses. He does the theme song to that.
No, I never saw that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he does the theme song on that.
Huh.
So, but no, yeah, he just everything was, you know, he never really ventured. Everything was the Stones, but you know, yeah, you can't argue with Mick Jagger.
No. Okay,
All right,
Mike's
well,
turn.
I'm going to go, I guess, a step down. I mean, really, Jagger's pretty much a pinnacle for everything, but I'm going to say Derek St. Holmes. I just love that guy's voice. He is always with Ted. I just love his voice. He's got a nice, and he plays
loved
great
him.
rhythm guitar.
He loved him.
He
He
loved
loved
him.
him.
He say he loved her.
Yeah.
Now, I love Derek St. Holmes. I think he's got a really good voice. He really did a good job with Ted Nugent to offset his voice when Ted would start screaming and yelling and stuff like that. Derek was always kind of the melodic background on there, and always had good range, not great range, but good enough for all the songs he was playing.
Yeah, no, definitely. He also did the with Brad Whitford. He did
Whitford
that.
St. Holmes.
Is that any
Whitford St.
good?
Holmes.
Very good.
Yeah, I know you
I got
have
both
it.
of their albums.
That's right. They came back and did a
The second
reunion
one a
later.
couple
Yes.
years ago. Yes, sir. That's a really good album.
Yeah, I just think he was a really good foil for Ted because Ted's a little uncontrollable. He's kind of all over the place, and Derek kind of seems like Derek always kind of grounded.
Well, they
him.
also did Saint Paradise too with Rob Grange on bass and Denny Carmassi on drums. And they did a remake of Live It Up because
Oh, really?
Derek wrote that.
Okay.
And it's actually a really good version of that too. So
Okay.
he's been around a long time. I mean, I can't argue. He's got a great voice, and
could
St.
never-
Paradise wasn't actually bad either. That album was pretty good, but
Yeah,
they never went anywhere.
I could never figure out why Ted would always kick him to the curb every so often.
I have,
Well, you know, because
Unless it's the alpha male.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Now, well, was he on the first album?
yeah.
Yes.
He was, but he wasn't on the second album.
Second album was mostly Meatloaf
Loaf
and
and-
a little bit of Derek, I think.
Really? Okay.
Well, Ted did a lot of singing too.
yeah.
Ted sang, and then
Yeah.
he came back for Cat Scratch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stayed around until
We did State of Shock.
Did double live.
he didn't do
Double-
State of Shock.
He did
No,
double
Charlie.
live
Weekend
Gonzo,
Warriors.
and then
He did Weekend
He did-
Warriors.
No,
No,
he didn't do Weekend
that was
Warriors.
Charlie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. But yeah, it
Then
was
he
on
brought
the
him back again. Not God, how many times? And he brought him back for that kind of comeback, Spirit of the Wild album, which was a good album.
Oh, that was a good album.
Mm-hmm.
But they're on
gave me
good terms
yeah.
now. I think they kind of went through that. I mean,
Got it. Yeah.
Ted's more complimentary of his past people. Before, I think the ego was there. And
Yeah. Well,
now
like,
he's
yeah.
kinda
I think Ted's probably realizing
mellowed
now
out
it's
a little
like,
bit, yeah.
yeah.
Actually, Charlie was a good singer.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the swagger that Derek had. I like Derek's, like when he Live It Up and stuff. He sang really well on those songs, and like I said, really complimented Ted's over the top persona a lot.
Got it. Oh, me now? Okay. Now, actually, I'm going to go even further back. And this happens to be
Way back.
way back into the 50s.
God.
Because this is actually it's Elvis Presley,
I knew you were going to say Elvis Presley.
and he was the
How'd
one
you know
when
that?
I was
I just
when I was
50s.
when I was a wee little kid, probably back in elementary school or even before, back in the day when before cable TV, you had the roof antenna with a couple channels. My mom would always have the radio going, and back then they would probably play a lot of Elvis on the radio, and that probably got me going into the music. Into why I'm really into music was because I was a big fan of Elvis from the early days. Because they played him a lot back in the '60s on the radio. So I just I liked the sound and everything about him.
Elvis rocked.
Yes, he did.
He's the king.
Yes.
Nobody's a bigger king.
Well,
Is that
yeah.
all you got on Elvis?
Yeah, that's that's like he's probably like say my entry into the music scene was Elvis.
Okay.
And the Ventures, but that'll be something a little bit later.
They don't sing the Ventures.
No, they play guitar.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. I was going to say, okay.
Yeah, I was
All right,
going to say who the singer was in the
All right,
Ventures.
if you're going to go
go ahead.
that route, what your entry was into music and stuff, I'd have to say, because we listen to CKLW and stuff, and
Yes.
you would hear a lot of Motown.
Yes.
So going that route, I got to go Levi Stubbs. Four Tops. That guy, when you could sing, you believed when he screamed "Bernadette," and I
Yeah.
can't help myself. You felt what he was going
You
through.
couldn't help yourself.
I couldn't help myself. Can't help myself. Yeah. No, I mean you felt everything he sung. I mean, there's other ones. Marvin Gaye was good. Stevie Wonder was good. But for me, when you listen to a Four Top song, especially the bigger hits and stuff, Levi really belted it out, and you could feel what he was going through, whether or not it was contrived or not. But yeah, okay, if you want to do that, yeah, that was kind of my entry into music was a bunch of Motown, and he was a guy that was a forefront.
Okay.
And Zag played ball with his kid, or did you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Levi Jr. Yes, sir.
And when you played for
High school.
Oh, high school. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's when they came out with, I remember him standing, had headphones on. I said, Mr. Stubbs, what are you listening to? And he goes, coming out with a new album. And it was the one where they had that hit, oh, man, When She Was My Girl.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it was that
That was a great
the comeback
song.
album. Remember we went to see him at the Second Chance?
Yep, and we
was
went
on that tour.
We
They
went
were
with
touring
your
that
buddy
song.
Sean Peralta.
Yeah, they were on TV. That
Yeah.
they went back. That song was pretty big. I mean, I don't know what it hit him,
Yeah.
but it got airplay and all that. And that's what he was. That's what he was listening to the demos. But yeah, he was a nice guy. What I know about him.
Okay.
My turn. I'm going to go with
If you want.
Pat Benatar.
Oh,
I
nice,
remember.
nice strong voice. Nice strong voice.
Well, I remember.
Oh, see, I broke them
first
up
song-
into male and female.
What's that?
Oh.
I broke mine up into male and female.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I can do cross. I guess
I
we
thought
can.
we
all
were
right.
crossing around.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're good.
I thought there was no
good.
ground
We're,
rules.
we're
I didn't
good.
know.
Yeah,
That
see,
just
like
makes
say,
my
yeah,
list that much
yeah,
longer.
You said, yeah, there's no ground.
Okay,
rule.
there you go.
But I remember the first song I ever heard them play on the radio from her, and I didn't know who she was that remake of the sweet song "No You Don't," and I thought, my God, this lady's got such a powerful voice, you know.
Yep.
And it was so clear, and then Need a Lover came out, and
Yep.
and it was all from everything from there. But then to read once we got to know who she was, to think that her background was opera. And then she comes
Yeah,
out
I know.
rocking like that.
Yeah, that was kinda interesting.
at the time there wasn't, there was Hart was around,
Yeah.
but really nobody like her. I didn't think. I mean, she had a little different angle than Hart, because Hart had two women, and
Right.
it was her, and she wasn't married to Neil yet, so
Yep.
she was the front person of the band, and I just thought I thought it was at that time real. Neat. It was something we hadn't heard, a
Yeah.
female singer like that.
And it's
Well,
weird.
the thing was too is again, well, that was before a video, so you heard her voice first. Then you saw her, and she's like, what, 4 foot
I know,
nothing?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
you're
get this
expecting
little
this
person.
mountain of a voice, and it's like, holy cow, this
Yeah.
thing's she's singing this?
Right.
Yeah.
She's like 125
Yeah.
pounds and stuff, and yeah.
But I always thought she, from there, her albums were always good. I mean, there was a couple that maybe weren't as good as others, but she really, for her career, has really not had a bad album. Mm-hmm. And her voice has always been great. And in seeing her live, same thing.
Right.
I mean, I just thought she sounded good.
Hey, the thing is, she's got a very underrated band. That Myron Grombacher or whatever on drums, and Neil
Yes, yeah.
Girardo. Real solid. In fact, I got Neil Girardo, one of my favorite guitarists, later on there, but I guess I just spoiled that surprise. But very underrated, because it was always Pat Benatar, but it was always like, okay, if you listen to songs like, Shallows of the Night and some of the other ones with the intros and stuff, are all fired up. Just that intro there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, she's got a very, very good band there that doesn't get as much credit as they deserve.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, she even, she gets a lot of credit for being a vocalist, but, she was one of the first to have that vocal range almost with the opera and the rock and roll.
Kind of mixed in. Yeah.
Right, yeah, where she was able to, having her background in opera, but wanting to sing rock and roll. She worked both of that into her in her vocal style,
Right.
and which kicked off a lot of other people that have followed afterwards.
Yeah. I'm glad she finally got put in the Hall of Fame, because
Yeah.
she deserved it.
Like what was her first couple? First 3 or 4 or 5 albums were like,
Yeah.
all just, come out and rocking albums, and you're like, wow.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
I guess that's me. If we're going to do the chick thing, then I'm going to do Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt was just a classic.
Yes.
I mean, her version of Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, or even Tumbling Dice is just incredible. Mm-hmm. And even she can go from the ballad to Desperado and then all the way to Back in the USA and just not miss a beat. She just hits everything. And she's just incredibly talented, just uber talented. Then she wanted to do these standards and stuff, albums later on with Nelson Riddle. Then she did the mariachi stuff. It's just, Linda Ronstadt for me is just the penultimate as far as range and just, great singing.
Yes.
She was Celine Dion before Celine Dion.
She was Celine Dion before Celine Dion.
Yeah. As far as vocal range.
Oh, okay. No, she did. She had a nice vocal range. I mean, that was,
Yeah, her version of Blue Bayou is
Yes.
I think one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have done that, but I always thought hers is the one you'd play.
But she had depth in her voice. Mm-hmm. She could when she was singing, if she was doing a ballad, she was able to pull that out and let the audience know that.
Right. Never got into the mariachi or whatever.
Neither did I. I
honestly haven't even heard it.
Right.
I kind of checked out of that. It was almost like,
So the Nelson Riddle stuff where she sings American standards like Gershwin and stuff like that's really good. That really does show even more range to be able to sing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the mariachi thing, you're like you said, just nothing.
I also give her credit. I know she's sick, has Parkinson's or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't.
And she could have still put albums out, and they could have, I'm sure, auto-tuned her. And she just said, I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fact,
she just
and I give her credit for that.
Which I hate auto tune. I mean, I hate what
That's
they.
an annoying thing.
I hate
out
what
there.
they've. I understand when they first designed that, to help fix a note here or there instead of re-recording.
Yeah.
But doing a whole song and messing auto tune.
Well, my question is, recently they just said Bon Jovi's got a new album coming out, but he just came out and said he can't tour because he's got a damage to one of his vocal cords. He's had surgery on it. When did he sing this album?
Right.
Because his last tour was horrible.
Yes.
He couldn't sing.
I know.
So from the time he got done touring last, which was before COVID, right?
Yeah.
What, did he record this album before he lost his voice? So how in the hell did he go in the studio now and come out with a new album? And he can sing the new album.
Yeah,
Maybe a
They
lot of
auto-tuned
backup
him.
singers and
They
like you guys say
auto-tuned him.
auto-tuned it maybe.
It's all,
But who knows?
now that's see, I lose respect for people. I give her respect for
cheating
saying,
the
hey, I
fans.
can't do it anymore.
Yeah, you're cheating the fans.
I'm retiring.
Yep.
Even recording, she could easily go, anybody can go record an album and they'll fix their voice, right?
Yes.
I mean, they know about Britney Spears, all those people. So I'm sure that's what Bon Jovi did. And just admit it. You just said you can't go play live.
Right.
Well, then how did you record a brand new album
Yes.
if you can't sing, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. That just bugs me.
Yeah. All right. Now, I got another one here that kind of goes back a little ways. When I was a child, I was a big fan of the Beatles, and Paul McCartney is another guy that I like.
I was scared. I thought you were going to say, what's his name?
Ringo?
David Cassidy.
Oh, David Cassidy.
When you were a little kid.
Davy Jones.
David Jones. Yes, the Partridge Family.
There you go. What's what David Cassidy is?
Yes, David Cassidy
Okay.
with the Partridge Family, and
All right.
But no, Paul McCartney. I mean, I know you had John Lennon and George Harrison. Well, actually, all four of them went out and do solo careers. But I just Paul McCartney's voice, always just resonated with me. I like his solo career just as much as I like the Beatles music that they all do.
Well, he's got another identifiable, it's him type
Yes.
voice,
Yeah, right when you hear it,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, I was earlier today. I heard listening to Cirrus, and they played "Let It Be." That's just a good song that
Gives you chills.
Yes, yes.
Roll up the window.
Turn the heat on.
There you go.
But no, yeah, it's just him. I mean, he's had a fantastic solo career. Even with Wings. But just everything about his voice and just everything that he's done, I like. So.
Okay.
Okay. Greg Allman.
Ooh, yes.
I was
Greg
going to have
Allman.
him. I was going to put
I
him
don't
on
care
too.
if you're listening to Laid Back, the really early stuff, or Allman Brothers, or even like the newer stuff like on Seven Turns or his solo stuff.
Yes.
It just all sounds great. He's got that mellow, smooth thing. Anything he sings
Plus,
just
he's got
sounds
that
good.
soulful
Yes.
tone
Yes.
to him,
Yes.
even though
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not a soul
Yeah.
guy.
He does have a tone to him, right? He makes
Mm-hmm.
everything sound like it's all been dipped in honey and deep fried. Everything just sounds so laid back and just kind of cool. And
he doesn't strike me as even Allman Brothers stuff, and that he did a lot of overdubbing on his voice. He
I
looks
think
like a
so.
one take guy. You know,
Yep.
because you can hear in some of their stuff and his stuff, you can hear some cracks. It's just I'd rather hear that than these crystal clear overdubbed, auto-tuned voices.
Yes.
That's what I like about the old records.
Right. Yep.
Everything now is so clean, and I think that's where
Yeah. Well,
a lot of music is missing today.
you lose a lot of feeling stuff. It just sounds almost robotic and stuff.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like an all cookie cutter and stuff. Nobody's got the individual voice stamp and stuff. Is the way that, like you guys just said, that when you hear that guy singing that, you can hear Paul McCartney. You know who that is.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I know. Yeah, that's
All right, I'm going to go Paul Rogers.
Ooh, I had that.
I think, he's got one of the best voices, I think, ever. I mean, he's got such great range. And then I saw him a couple times live, and he sounds just as good.
yes.
So, and again, I've probably seen him 3 or 4 times, and he's no youngster anymore yet. He's got that tone to his voice, and it's soulful when he needs to be. And
It's got that.
it's got
bluesy-
great
bluesiness
range.
to it. It's got that nice blues to it.
I mean, I've never heard him croak a note. He's you can tell he works his voice. He's kept good care of it. And I'm not the biggest Bad Company fan. I mean, I like Bad Company, but I can't deny his voice, and I loved it when he was in the Firm because they did some different stuff in the Firm.
Ooh, why can't we live in peace?
Yeah, and he's got that voice. It's just, and again, it's it's him.
Yes.
So I think he's very underrated. I don't think a lot of
You're
people
right.
give
I
him
think he does
credit.
get kind of lost in the bushes and stuff, or the weeds with a lot of the guys that supposedly are R&B singers. You're right. I think he does get overlooked a lot because he's not, or his band isn't that flashy and stuff. But
Right.
No, he's still a hell of a singer.
Yeah.
He gets lost in the weeds a little bit when it comes to that.
All right, Kurt, got another one?
Yes, I do.
Drink some water, clear that throat.
Okay. Yes. Actually, I'm gonna go with Robert Plant. Just because
Solo career?
actually, well, he has his solo career turned out to be actually not bad. I mean, he's really done a nice,
Sea of Love.
but some of
I'm in the mood for a melody.
yeah,
I'm
the
in
honey
mood
drip,
for
the
a
honey
melody,
drippers
I'm in
was
the
something,
mood.
But no, just his solo.
I'm in the mood for a melody. I'm in the mood for a melody. I'm in the mood.
Burn it down one side.
Yeah, yeah.
Little Black, make me laugh, make me sing, make me laugh, make me sing.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Now, have
You're
you
right, go
heard?
ahead.
Have you heard any? I haven't heard any of the stuff from him and Alison
Alvin
Krauss.
Krauss. Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's not bad. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's Robert Plant, but
Yeah.
I'm more enamored with her voice than his.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
love
her-
her,
yeah,
and
her
she's on
voice
my
is-
list
It's a
too.
good.
so.
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It does because
But-
he's kind of more raspy now as he gets older and stuff. And
Yeah.
Allison has just got such
Yeah.
an angelic little voice and stuff.
You know what
It really
stuff
plays
is
well.
interesting that he came out with is the he called it the Band of Joy, I think.
Yes.
That stuff's
Yes.
interesting. It's
Uh-huh.
not bad. It's different.
Right.
But it's it's not as quite as radical as they come out with some of this new world music type stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little toned down, but no, there's a couple good songs on those albums that I've heard.
Yeah.
I was in a record store one time and I didn't know it was him, and then I saw they had it on display.
Wait, you saw him in the record store?
No, they had the album on the shelf.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a record
now
store.
playing.
I
When
thought
they
it
play.
was-
Yeah,
like,
they have
this
the-
is pretty
they have-
good.
Yeah, the now playing thing.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, but no, he's another guy that, he can't sing some of them Zeppelin tunes anymore, and he admits it. He goes like that when they did that concert for Ahmed. What's his name? Ahmed.
Oh,
Arrogant.
Yeah.
Founder.
That they only did certain Zeppelin tunes because he goes, I can't play these other ones anymore. I'm not even attempt it anymore. So but even all his stuff, like the first couple albums, that bluesy voice of his, and I know you guys are joking about the solo career, but it was he instead of just going, okay, I'm going to take a Zeppelin style and make it a solo career out of it, he kind of changed up a little bit.
I give him
Oh,
credit.
it totally went a totally different
vocally
direction.
need a little work on a couple
I know,
sides.
it was. Some of them were at
But,
first.
you know.
At first, the solo career stuff was like I was like, yeah, okay, let's
Well,
see where it goes.
I like
and,
Pledge Pin.
I think a lot of he was trying to distance himself
Right,
so
yes.
far from Zeppelin.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get close to anything close to Zeppelin because everybody said,
Right.
"Well, you're just ripping that." So
Yeah.
that's why he kind of went in a direction where it was kind of like, "Okay,
Yeah, but no, all the stuff on. I mean, just listening to all the Zeppelin stuff, it's like his voice is a music with the drums, guitar, and the bass. Then you have his voice. It's like that fourth musical instrument. The way he was able to work his voice.
Yeah, no, I can go with that because you're right. Everyone was so individually strong and stuff.
Yeah.
If you have a weak link and stuff,
Right.
and there really wasn't one there because John Paul Jones, again, a pretty solid ass bass player and stuff. And
Yes.
obviously Bonham and Page are on top of the list, everybody's lists and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
for Plant to just not, fall apart there and carry
Right.
his share of the
He
load
carried.
there. Yeah, you're right. That works out really nice.
Yeah. So
Okay, your turn, Kurt.
again.
Oh, you just did it. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
My
let me
turn
do
now
it.
again?
I got another one.
Ready to
I
me?
got another
What
one.
happened to me?
Whoa, I got another one.
Did we skip you?
You kind of did. You went here.
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
there,
Okay, well,
so-
then it's your turn. I'm losing
All
track
right,
here.
okay. Son of a bitch.
So excited.
Don't have a temper tantrum. I know
Well, I'm
you.
not.
Okay,
I'm not.
all right.
Elton John.
Yes.
That just, I think, it's slam dunk. I mean, not only is he a good piano player and stuff, but Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is probably the best album, probably one of my top 5 albums of all time. It's just solid front to back.
Yeah.
He's good at ballads. He's good at, like doing Daniel. He can go right from there to Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting to, funky stuff like the Ballad of Danny Bailey and stuff. Just pretty solid. His voice really hasn't, I haven't heard of stuff recently and stuff, but his voice pretty much has stayed the same. He hasn't really lost a lot of, range and stuff out of there. He's a little bit more flat. I saw some stuff from his last tour and stuff online and stuff. He kind of sticks away from the shout and the high end stuff, but still pretty solid.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely have to
And he's
say.
retired now.
Yes.
He's not touring anymore, right?
That's
Right.
right.
Yep.
Final tour, final.
The final. That's all he might do. What
Everybody's
some
final,
one-offs.
final.
But
He'll be back. No, I mean, you can't argue that one.
No.
He's
Yeah.
got-
No.
he's done everything.
God, you can just listen to Candle in the Wind forever.
Although he's
Funeral
never,
for a
he
Friend.
never went into the disco stuff, did he?
That's
that little
funny you
disco
mention
period
that.
when everybody
Yeah.
He
had the
did,
lead.
like Little Genie and stuff.
Nah,
No,
but
he
that
stayed
wasn't-
pretty. No, he stayed pretty pop. You're
Never
right.
fit-
He never
yeah,
really
he never
went
went
to
disco
the
scene.
to the goofy because you know what, and you guys may know this, but he's a pretty good R&B blues piano player. He's got a rep for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think he was more a musician than people give him credit for. Everybody gave him the goofy
He did
glasses
that
and
album
stuff
with
like
Leon.
that.
He did that album with Leon Russell.
Yeah, he's a
That's
big
really good
Leon
album.
Russell
Yeah.
fan.
That was a really good album.
Yeah.
I listened to it. It was
So
good.
yeah, he wants to be. I think he wants to be more considered a musician than just following trends. And despite his sexual preferences, you would think he would be going more disco, but never went
No,
there.
yeah.
Never even bothered with that because he knew it was crap music.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, and another thing is like even I say Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and that. Another one is Madman Across the Water. I like that album a lot.
Oh yeah,
That's another.
Levon,
yeah.
Tiny Dancer.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be a forever classic. All those albums.
And even
all his
even
songs.
Tumbleweed Connection. Still, that's another album that has some country comfort and stuff like that on there.
It's
And
funny because if you look at the trajectory of his career, the first couple albums and stuff, he was just like they were trying to put him as a piano singer songwriter type, like a Billy Joel type.
yes,
And then because Davy Johnson and those guys didn't come until way later.
Right.
He didn't have guitars on his albums for like 4 or 5 albums in.
yeah,
And then it started going in that direction and stuff. So, no, he's had a very interesting career trajectory and stuff. But love to hear his voice. Again, one of those voices you hear, you know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back a little and say Etta James.
Oh,
At last.
At last, yeah.
No one should ever sing that. Celine Dion tried that one time. I think my feelings fell out my teeth. Just don't. You
she's
don't
got
touch
a-
that.
yeah,
Don't
there's
touch that song.
That's
That's for her.
she's another just natural, soulful voice. And then later in her career, she did a great version of Purple Rain. She did a really cool version of Miss You from the Stones. Started, when her career was coming, she was getting older. She, tried to get more modern and stuff.
Yeah.
But she, they weren't cheesy versions. They were all, rearranged but done real well. Mm-hmm. And I just think her voice, man, it's just soothing to listen to. If you just want to mellow out and listen to somebody that's got some real soul, you can't beat it.
Yeah,
So
that's a good call. At Last is just a classic.
yeah.
No one should touch that. People have tried it. It's like, why? Don't do this.
no, yeah. It's
Take
I don't
that
know,
away from them.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
I don't know, just the way she.
Don't touch that.
Don't touch that. You'll just screw it up.
I know the way she would just make that, just come out and just sing At Last and just make that word just.
Yeah, and when she needs a little
flow
rasp in her voice, she can do
Yep.
that, and if she needs to be more clear and
Oh, yeah.
smooth, she can do that. I just think she was a great singer.
Yeah.
Natural bone.
Okay. Now I have one. This is actually
Back when you were a kid again,
yes,
right?
Yes, actually, when I was a kid again. I'd come home from school and my mom was a big fan of him.
Getting scared.
It was Johnny Mathis.
Hold me.
Your pick is Johnny Mathis?
Huh?
Your pick is Johnny Mathis?
Yeah,
that was- I used-
chances are that there
I'm
will
not gonna
a
go
silly
that
grin the moment.
Jeez, my
No, it's
God.
No.
well, no, it was one of the ones
Misty,
where
Misty's a great
yep.
song too.
Yes.
Yep. I'm kind of on the.
Yep.
I'll,
Wonderful,
Not
wonderful.
denying
man.
they weren't good
Yeah,
singers,
wonderful.
but I didn't think we were going to go that deep.
Johnny Mathis is.
well,
Well,
it's just-
Johnny Mathis is the same genre.
When's the
almost
last
as
time
Adam
you threw a
James.
Johnny Mathis album
No,
on?
'cause it's just actually I'll say he was my mom's favorite singer,
know,
and I'd come home
but
from
you-
school and she'd be playing the music, and it's like you grew up listening to it, and it's like you're like
Okay, if you want to go that route, and
mean-
he's not on my list at all.
Right.
But the same thing. Every Saturday, my mom would clean house, and she would blast.
Let me guess.
At full
Let me
volume.
guess.
You know this, Mike.
Barry Manilow.
Barely Man Enough. Yes, I know every damn Barry Manilow song,
Well, that's-
probably note by note, lyric for lyric.
that's the same thing with Johnny
But
Mathis.
He's a good singer.
Same
He
with Johnny
was.
He's
Mathis.
not on my list,
But he's a
I
good
know
singer.
all his songs, and I'm
But, I
ashamed
mean,
to
you
know
can-
that.
I just
But-
didn't think he'd be one to pick out of the group.
Wow, did my mom blast that in the house though? She'd be vacuuming and shit and washing the bathroom and something. I'd come home, I go, what the hell? I thought I was going to be retarded.
Didn't your mom have a
I
Tony?
thought that was going to totally warp me.
Didn't your mom
I
have a-
thought I'd be like a serial killer.
Didn't your mom have a Tony Orlando album too?
Yeah, but he didn't have enough albums out there. I
But I
remember
think your
it was
mom used to
Gatefold that
rock
was
the
it too.
Tony.
Yeah, we
I
used
think
to
she rocked
rock
the Tony or
tie
Lon-
Yellow Ribbon.
Yeah.
And,
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Candida, oh, Candida, knock 3 times. Yeah,
Knock
see,
3 times.
these are memories I don't want to bring back up.
Well,
This
Kurt
is like
did
it's
it.
like therapy and stuff. I'm
Well, no,
repressing
I
all this
just,
stuff back in my head now.
No, I mean
I would bring up Mrs. Bomarito's stuff she played, but I
she
don't know
used
the
to
names.
play opera and stuff. His next door neighbor, the Italian lady next door,
my
Mrs.
God.
Bomarito, Grace Bomarito. Is it Grace?
That's
No,
Gene's daughter's name. No, it was
We would be playing inside of his house,
Dominica.
and she would be just like a weekend or something. It'd be on a weekend, and she would just be blasting opera, and that was such a foreign concept. That's where I go, whoa, what the heck is that?
yeah, I couldn't tell you. Who
She
they
was
were.
old school Italian.
I'm sure.
yeah.
The
Lace
one-
curtains and
I'm sure-
everything.
Who's the Italian guy?
Pavarotti
I'm sure. No, not Pavarotti.
and
who
Andre
were the-
Botticelli.
Lou Monti?
There were the three of them.
Lou Monte.
No, he had gray hair. What they called
Is this the Seinfeld episode? The other guy.
the three tenors.
Yeah, it was Pavarotti. There's a Spanish guy. Ferrara. Damn it.
It was that guy. I bet you.
Okay, could be.
Could have been Pavarotti too, but
Yeah.
oh, she was into the opera, man.
Placido Domingo was one of them.
That Placido.
There you
I
go.
bet you that was
Placido.
one.
Yeah.
But a lot of them
Placido.
weren't Italian.
Placido.
They'd be
Oh yeah,
singing.
Placido Polanco was a second baseman. I got you.
Yeah, they're not related.
Yeah, I see. No, it's just Johnny.
Johnny
I mean,
Mathis.
it was one of them ones where I heard the music all the time, and after a while, you're like,
It wore you down.
Yeah, it wore me
no, I'm
down.
telling you,
Yeah.
Barry Manilow wore me down too.
Yeah.
I'd be humming Mandy in the halls of high school. I'm going, I hope I'll get my ass kicked. But you were just doing it subconsciously because it'd been just been ingrained in your head. The those earworms, like, holy God.
And then you would hear a Johnny Mathis song. As movies, they started doing 80s and 90s movies and stuff like that. They would throw Johnny Mathis song occasionally in some of these movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, some of the rom-coms.
Yeah. It's like,
Now, see, now in my head now all I hear is Mandy. You came and you gave, well, I'll take it. I just, oh my
how about I write the songs and make the whole world sing? I write the songs of love and everything.
Luckily, if I hear songs like that, it reminds me of my mother, my dear departed mother. So I do have, a nice connection there. But I'm very ashamed to know that I probably know every Barry Manilow
a quick
song.
thing about I write the
Copacabana.
songs. Who wrote that song?
Ian Hunter wrote Ships.
Yes.
No, actually, Barry Manilow wrote Ships for Ian Hunter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the other way around.
Well, who write the songs? Somebody else.
Bruce Johnson, the keyboard.
From the Beach Boys?
Yes. He wrote
Look at
that song.
Ding, 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 ding.
I did not know that.
Yes, we do now.
All right, next.
All right. All
I
right.
got off the trail.
Well, that was you did
Mathis.
Johnny Mathis. I did
Yes.
Elton John, so we're circling back to
Oh, we're
to
coming
you.
back this way. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. Let's see. How about
Now, what did your mom
No.
listen to all the time?
Yeah, what was your
You
mom?
should be
Neil
worn
Diamond,
out.
Neil Diamond, okay.
Diamond,
So, that's not bad.
Yeah, Neil Diamond's okay.
She got into some Seeger stuff later
Really?
in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, was that because of you? Or?
Neil Diamond was the big one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because of me.
Now,
Okay.
is Neil on your list somewhere?
No.
Okay. See, I'm with Mike.
See,
We just heard it, too much of it growing up. It's
Not on
okay.
So, you
My
so-
next one, I'm gonna go with Robin Zander.
Cheap Trick.
Cheap
All
Trick.
right.
I think he still sounds good.
Okay.
And another guy, man. If you ever try to like sing some Cheap Trick songs, he's got some wild ranges
Really?
where
Okay.
they're not easy to hit. And I just think, when you're in a car and you're doodling around and you try to sing some of that stuff or even hum it, it's
Okay.
there's some crazy ranges he's hitting. So, and I'm a big Cheap Trick fan.
So you can drive and sing at the same time?
Oh, I do it all the time. People,
Really? Oh,
People, I
okay.
rock, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Play drums on the steering wheel, and then I'm singing with my wireless mic. That I pretend I got the wireless.
Oh, you got the Sammy Hagar thing?
Yeah,
there
that's
you
it.
go. All right. Screaming out the window, I can't drive 55.
You better surrender. Surrender.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and he's he can sing the ballads. He
Oh,
can
yeah.
sing the
Oh, yeah.
rockers.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
I think, and then I just saw him a couple years ago, and he sounded great. And it wasn't lip singing.
Where'd you see him at? Did you like run into
That
him
Royal
at?
Oak Arts Eats and Beats they had or something.
okay. I thought you might
it
have
was
ran into him at,
packed,
like, a
man.
friend's
No.
house or something like
they
that,
played a
yeah.
full set there, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it It was Cheap Trick.
Cheap Trick.
Okay.
Yeah. No, why would it be?
Yeah.
No, it was the fake
yeah.
Cheap Trick.
The
that
fake
was-
Cheap Trick that he just happened to pop up on stage
Yeah.
with. Cheap
band.
Trick. Cheap Trick's always had. They were always that band that would come out, like say, the Dream Police. I mean,
God, there was one band too that we'd all see that they were just like the guy I'm going to mention my next time around here. Just never could get to the headlining status, but was open for everybody. And it was good because they Cheap Trick was good. They just could never get to that hump where you can do. We did see him once open at Kobo. They headlined and UFO opened up for him.
okay. Yep.
But I mean,
I saw him one time with
Yeah,
Danny Spanos.
yeah, but just and that was the,
The
half Kobo.
curtained off
But they
Kobo.
can never do like a
Is-
full thing without
Wasn't
really
that
strong
also?
support.
Was that the one? No, that was what was the one that we seen with Cheap Trick and Iron Maiden?
That would've
Wow,
been
that's
that
a
one.
weird bill.
That was
Is that
the
one?
half. No, that wasn't.
They didn't open
Maiden.
for Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden was on the bill, I thought, for one of the shows. They were
No,
like,
it was
this
Iron
is like
Maiden,
the first album.
Rainbow, and
No.
maybe.
I've seen
I
that.
never saw Cheap Trick open for
What
Iron.
was the
I heard
one?
him
What
open
was
for-
it? Aldo Nova was on that bill.
That might have been the one with the half one with Danny Spanos.
I don't remember Aldo
But I don't
Nova.
think Iron
Yeah.
Maiden. I'd have to check. I was.
I don't remember. I just remember Danny. There might have been 3 bands, but I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I don't
Those-
think it was
I remember
Iron
that
Maiden.
that half thing was 3 bands. I remember
I think
going
the
there.
Iron Maiden, when you're thinking about, had like Coney Hatch opening up, and
Okay.
there was somebody else.
Was that the one with
medalist band.
UFO? And was it UFO and
No,
Danny
UFO
Spanos?
was a Kobo. It was straight Cheap Trick, and UFO. The album would have been the blue album cover right after Dream Police.
No, that was the one I saw with Danny Spanos. All shook up.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Elvis.
Because the Dream Police
With the
actually
way of the
headlined-
what was that? Can't Stop the Music was on
Yeah,
that
that was
album.
it.
That was that tour I saw with Danny Spanos, but I don't remember UFO.
No, UFO. Well, no, it couldn't have been the Dream Police tour. It might have been. I'd have to check my ticket stubs there.
Okay.
But anyway,
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind.
All right. That's nice.
Okay, I'm scared now. It's Kurt's turn.
Yeah,
You had one, didn't it? All right.
No,
go
we're
ahead.
coming.
Is it
down.
your turn?
Go ahead.
No,
No,
my
go
turn.
ahead.
My turn because you've already
Well,
named
you could
it.
be really selfish, aren't you? To stomp your
Yes, I
feet.
am. Yes. Yes.
You still hate us for not going to that Stevie Ray Vaughan show with you.
Definitely. Yep. That's
The
St.
Royal Oak
That's St.
Music
No,
Theater.
it was St. Andrews.
Are you going to pick something
It was-
from the
it was-
70s forward, or is this you going back to the 40s
No,
now?
this is back when
This is
he
back
was a
when the-
zygote
I'm gonna
and
go
stuff,
with
and his
Dean
mom's
Martin.
No,
I think
Dean
Dean
Martin.
Martin. I used to-
Don't be messing with Dean Martin. Dean and Frank, you can't. Nope. Them are fighting words there.
Yeah, he's a dago.
Oh, how about Sammy Davis Jr.?
Stick it, man. I used to listen to the song
want-
in
you
my
wanna hear
mom's
the Candy
singing
Man?
womb and stuff.
I'm
I
gonna-
should get it through the.
The
You
Candy
can
Man.
make the sunshine, baby.
All right, Kurt, give dazzle us.
I got another. Probably it might be is Petula Clark.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Where are we going?
all right. Not a big, strong, long career, but hell of a
She-
voice.
Yeah, she had some restaurant. Yeah.
Don't sleep in the subway, darling.
Yep.
You know, downtown.
Yep, was big,
what was the other one? My mom actually had a couple of her albums. That's why I know a lot about Petula Clark.
And she
That
was,
wasn't bad.
She was
Okay.
another one that she was an actress also too at the time, and doing some stuff like that. But no, she was another one that when you hear the music, I just go, oh, that's you pick that voice out right away.
I only
and,
know the one song. I can't even say
Don't
that I know.
sleep in the
If I heard another
subway,
Petula Clark other than
darling.
Downtown, I
Don't
don't
sleep
think
in
I'd
the
know it
boat.
was her.
That's a good song.
She had a good voice, but
and My Love and that, and with that
My
nice
Love?
little running bass line going and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it was like she's she's an English lady too, an English girl. So
What the hell does that mean?
you like the accent.
All right,
At least
okay.
I do. I like the accent.
Well, she didn't sing Cockney. She sounded, she sounded American. She didn't.
No, she had a little bit of an English
she
accent.
won't
there.
sing like this, mate.
No, she doesn't sing like this.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't have
No.
any Cockney to her. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I have to say, yep, that's another one there.
My turn?
No, I think we're going Zach. We're going to go back the other way.
I think it's Mike's turn.
No, yeah, it's your turn.
He's got one. Is this the guy that just couldn't get over the hump?
Yes, Don Dokken.
I'm docking.
Dokken. Great
yeah,
voice.
yeah,
Great
yep.
range.
Yes, he
In
does,
My
yeah.
Dreams, you
Yep.
still saying, then he goes with that to Alone Again. Obviously toward the end, it started getting a little rough with his voice and stuff. But boy, the guy could sing. He could out sing a lot of the hair metal guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, put aside what you think about his attitude and everything else and stuff, but great voice.
Yeah, it's
Hell of a range.
yeah, it's weird because his voice doesn't you don't when you think of him, you don't think of like hair metal because he has such a strong range in his voice.
Right.
It's like he's really. I mean, that's the time he came out
Right.
and when he was going. Supposedly he was doing when Klaus had the issues with his vocals.
Oh yeah, he was singing
He
the
was singing-
tracer tracks and
Yes,
stuff while
for the band.
Klaus's voice or the bed tracks while Klaus's voice was being.
Yeah, that was for the Blackout
Yeah,
album and stuff
yeah.
like that. Which is it was kind of interesting because you listen to interviews with him about around that time because he was out in Germany out there trying to get his career going.
Right.
And working it, working it and stuff
Isn't
like
that
that.
where they did the EP for Breaking the Chains?
Yes.
Yeah, they did
Yeah,
like
the
a
original-
little thing to
original.
try to get them some kind of notoriety, but that started all over there while
Yes.
he was doing that.
Yes, and then they came back over here and finished everything up and got the band going. That's when he got with George and stuff like that. But yeah, he was over there in Germany trying to get something going over there
Okay.
and that. So,
I think they were kind of their worst enemy, though. They could have gone further if they would have.
oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
There was friction in that band. From
Yeah, the guys in the
before
band
they
say
broke
that.
up.
The guys
Now,
in-
how much, and again, I don't know any of this, you guys could fill me in. How much of that is just management not knowing what to do with these guys? Because, come on, we all know these guys were talented. George Lynch could
Yeah.
play. He's on my guitar list, too. And Don, and the songs were tight. I mean, you're
Yes.
telling me they're better than, Poison's better than they were?
Well,
So it had to have been some kind of management thing where they didn't know what to do with what they had. 'Cause these guys had talent.
what I've read was and even heard an interview with George. It was Don was the one that was always kind of stopping or like the guy the other guys wanted to keep going and okay, hey, we're here, let's do this to take that next step. Maybe we'll get mega headline status, and Don was always the guy that seemed to wanna. I don't know if he wanted to
Well,
do
I
it
heard
his
Don-
way.
I heard Don in interviews saying partly his fault. He was doing a lot of drugs.
Okay.
That came into play, the drinking and just It just couldn't get it
But
together.
that's got nothing to do with
Right.
marketing the band, though. That falls down to your management. If you don't know how to book
Yeah, but they
tours, or you
argue,
don't
they
know how to,
fight.
Right, yeah.
you know,
They were, yeah, I read articles.
yeah.
they
But
were
I mean, the
always arguing.
Kinks fought, the Black Crows, they fought
But
and
I-
stuff, but
but
they
I think-
seemed to rise above it.
But I think Don was, even though it was a band, I think it was Don.
He was more of an asshole about it.
But no, yeah, but it was his band. Even
Alpha
though
male.
it was his name.
Right.
He started everything. It was his. It was kind of. It sounded like the final say went through him. And if he's doing drugs, hey, let's take this next step. We're ready to go. And he's probably, he was doing drugs or whatever. And
Yeah, I just thought that was a wasted opportunity because
Yeah.
they had a heck of a lot. And again, we talked about albums a while back, a couple podcasts ago. Those guys too. Those albums are pretty. There's a span there where they had albums where front to back there was not any boners on those.
No.
There was very few. There was very few stiffies on some of
Right.
those albums. They were. You could put on side one and just let it go all the way through, and it's like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
this is pretty solid.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Mine.
I think it's my turn this time.
It's my turn.
Wait,
No.
you
No.
said Johnny Mathis.
No, because you did Xander.
And you did Johnny Mathis.
No, you did. I did Mathis,
I'm
and
gonna
you
quit
did
the band.
Xander, and then coming this way,
Right now.
which is
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
as Peter Frampton. He's got a,
As a singer,
yes. He's got a, I think he's got a strong voice.
yeah. No, again, this is not judging. I mean, we're not saying who's. I'm trying to think. Yeah, he's very listenable. Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we all love Peter
I would say
Frampton,
he's
but-
more on my guitar list, though.
Yeah. He's
Oh, there you
a very
go.
good
Singer
guitarist.
list,
Yeah.
but
I,
I'll give you that.
I just like his, his voice. And now, a couple of the albums he had when he did like I'm in You and stuff like that. I was kind of like, that wasn't a good follow up after the live album, but I still
Well, it's
his
got nothing to
voice
do
is
with the
still.
singing. I mean, the
Right.
songs may have sucked, but his
Yes,
singing
yeah.
was still good.
No, I say that's a voice that I do like. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's you summed it up perfectly. It's a voice that you like.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just due to the songs may have blown. Because if all it blows, it's still,
Right.
if it sounds good, it's all right
Yeah.
in your eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
Mine, and that's all it counts. It's
You're,
mine.
well, you're really, really aggressive here. I'm sensing some kind of hostility here. If it's, are you okay?
I want all my singers. We're going to talk about all my singers
Okay,
today.
We can tell.
yeah, you're really.
We should
Really
assess
aggressive here.
timeline dates next time for Kurt because he could be going to the 20s.
Yeah, he's struggling here. He's
Burl Ives.
Burl Ives rocks. Burl Ives rocks.
My next pick, Burl Ives.
That guy rocks, man. That guy is.
Burl Ives, man, he brought it when he sang.
Yeah. And when he played the snowman,
I forgot about that. Yeah, he was a snowman.
and
Rudolph the Reindeer. That's what he was like.
my God.
70, and that was in 1970.
I know that was.
You might go back to the 80s.
Enrico Caruso. Oh, Lord, people. Oh, we got to reel this
All right,
in.
for real though. I'm going next.
Okay.
I don't want to get off the rails.
Wow.
I can't go without, because I mean I love the band, is Steven Tyler, and again not because of a vocal. He's not the greatest vocal, probably fundamentally, but
Yeah.
he just fits for Aerosmith. When they talked about replacing Steven Tyler, I mean really were they going to sell that to anybody?
Yeah, I heard
No
that.
way,
And I'm like, no
you
way.
know, so,
No way. Yeah.
I even I know the first album gets knocked a lot.
I like
His
that.
Well,
voice
that's
is
just because
different.
of production, I think.
His voice is different on that album,
Right.
But on some of them songs, I liked how he sang some of those
Yeah.
songs.
No, the first album, I liked the first album a lot.
yeah, I know, but a lot of
I just think
people,
that the production dragged that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he said he.
But
he-
again,
he brought it.
another he's not a Mick Jagger, but he's so identifiable with the band.
Yes.
And I think you can't replace him.
No. That was when they were talking about going out that one tour. They wanted to tour, and he was back on drugs and alcohol, and they were
We
talking
talked
about
about
getting.
Sammy Hagar,
I'm like,
and I just it wouldn't have flown, man.
no.
He's
And I love Sammy Hagar, but he did it with Van Halen, but I just
Right.
don't think he could have pulled Aerosmith off.
No.
Is it very curious that you haven't heard anything about that farewell tour?
They said there's supposed to be an announcement coming this week.
After he blew his voice out in Philly about 4 states in and stuff,
Yeah.
you
He
never
broke
heard
a-
anything
he broke
else.
something in his neck, like a
Really?
cord. It like broke.
Wow.
From what I read, is he got hit by something.
Oh, really?
Someone's head or a microphone stand or something, and it cracked like his vocal cord or something. It's some weird thing. Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't just ruptured vocal cord. He cracked something.
He did damage. It was like, wow,
So-
that's interesting.
But I heard they just said the other day that there's supposed to be an announcement coming this week on the state of.
Very, very quiet and very,
They
very curious.
supposedly spent a boatload of money on the stage.
Yeah,
I saw it at
so
the
did
show
I. I
from
seen
Philly.
They said it's
Wasn't
sitting
it
in some
stupid
storage
big
unit.
A that was
Yeah, but it
kind of
moved
came
around.
down, and
Yeah.
it was
They
it
said
was
they
very
spent a lot of money
distracting.
on production.
Yeah, very
Yes.
distracting.
So, I mean, I don't think they want to eat that. They're going to try, but who knows when they can try.
Yeah.
I heard it was supposed to kick. If they do go, it's like late summer, early fall is when they're supposed
They
to be
only
back
did like
out.
4 shows, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. You know, and then they did the residency, and they may be going back to do something like that. I don't know. I wish they would do another album, like an old time Rocks album. I'd rather see them record on.
But haven't they been trying to do that for the last couple
Yeah,
of
but
years?
they don't.
But they just can't
they come
capture
back-
it.
They come
Yeah.
back to the
Yeah.
old, the kind of mixture of both.
No,
eras
they
of
go back
Aerosmith.
to relying on
Why don't
outside
they do a
songwriters.
dirty, raw album like they used to.
I don't think they can get their headspace back there anymore. I think they're just so
Yeah.
beyond that they just
Right.
they can't
They
serve.
tried Jack Douglas the last
Yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
everything.
I
but
mean, it's like you're trying to ask the Stones to
I think it
recreate
just
brown
gets in
sugar.
their head, man.
Right.
The
Yeah.
technology today,
Yeah.
you know how these guys are. I mean, just watching these cover bands that play in the bars, they're so worried about how they sound. It's like, just play. you know?
Yes.
Can you imagine being in a band like that where you're recording $1 million albums or whatever it costs?
Mm-hmm.
I think these guys got to have the perfect sound now. It's all about the sound, perfect sound.
Well, yeah,
Back in
because-
the day, man, it wasn't like that.
Well, you really, I mean, back then you had the tape and you got
Yeah.
it down, and it was like, okay, the cost or the time wise, and even just the editing of tape
Yep.
was such a pain in the ass. It's like, you got to get it
It's
on
like
this
taking
tape,
pictures
guys.
nowadays.
Yeah.
You can sit there and take a picture over and over again, and there's no film. There's
Right.
no money cost to it. And you can just sit there and take a picture for 10 hours until you get, you think you get the perfect picture. I think it's the same with music. They can sit there, oh, that didn't sound good, erase it. It's on a
Well,
computer.
you become a slave to your gear and your stuff.
Yeah.
All right, perfect example. How long did it take Boston to record a second album? And that's because Tom Schultz spent so much time dicking around with all his toys and stuff that he couldn't get his
Right.
shit together.
Yeah.
And stuff because everything had to be perfect because he had all these new things he was inventing and wanted to put into the song and stuff. Just cut it down to the basics and just go at it.
Yep.
Get 4 guys in a room, turn the amps up, go at it, but they don't do it anymore because now they got all these toys and stuff. Well, geez, that sounded good, but what if I just hit that button? Well, that sounds good. Well, Mike, you do that. Oh, that sounds good. And then you start, you're drowned in your own,
Right.
massive, the
Plug it
toys
into
there.
a live studio album.
Just
you know
do
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
I want to see somebody do that.
Yeah, I got you there.
Cracked voices and
Yeah.
gritty guitars, but
Right.
these just
Yeah,
seem
you don't
like
have to
all
now
over.
because
Especially, and a good thing, an older band could pull that off. See, like an Aerosmith, you could be a little sloppy and people kind of expect that. Now, if you're a new band trying to establish yourself and trying to get somewhere, that might not be the way to go. But if you have a history and stuff, if you want to be a little sloppy, people will just say, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
They'll dig that.
No.
They're not
Yeah.
expecting perfection. They want a little bit of, blips and,
Right.
hiccups and stuff.
Yeah, no, but I mean, some of this, like say, with the new technology, even if they make a mistake like the auto tune, you could just run it
fix
through a
it.
program and fix it.
Yeah.
You could do that with guitars. You can record stuff nowadays, and you have so much software that you can do whatever you want with
Right.
it. You can change whatever you want.
I mean,
You
during the pandemic, look how many bands recorded albums. They weren't even in the same rooms.
Right. They would just
sending
email.
files on the internet.
Yeah, they would just-
record
yeah.
them in their own home studios, and they
Right.
put a whole. I think I don't know, the Scorpions. I think did play. There was one band that the whole album was done.
just passing
each
it
guy
between.
in a different country.
Yeah, they would just
You
pass it between one to another, email it and stuff like.
Yeah.
I think who was it? I know. I think was it Nuno Betancourt was working on some project or something like that. And they were just passing stuff around or something like that. You know?
Extreme that they came out with a new album.
Yeah, they come. Yeah, which I heard. I heard that one's supposed to be
Gary
pretty good.
Sharon
it's
still
really
singing
good.
with them?
Yeah.
The four guys are back. The four original
Nuno,
members.
I did hear some stuff from that.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to put a video out for every song too.
Okay.
They're really pushing the
That's what I
album.
heard. That's what I
But
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got some good guitar work.
because
on there.
they just they played here the tail end of last year. I know
they
that.
played St. Andrews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and Living Color opened up. I think is what
Yeah.
it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to rein it in, guys. Here.
Raining in.
There you go. Who's next?
I'll go.
I just did Tyler.
Look at Curtis is on top of this. Like, he just
He's got a list of
he
another
does.
list.
Yeah.
another
I got
oldie.
I got a
Okay.
War and Peace list.
Is it
of
somebody
stuff.
that rocks this time?
The what?
Is it somebody that rocks at least or sings rock and roll?
Can I see that? Is Dan Fogelberg even on there?
No,
better not
I'll
be.
have Dan on there.
Ah, we got
He's
him.
not on there.
No, he's not on there.
He's not on there as a guitar player either, is he?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
He wasn't a drummer. We know that.
but he is on the songwriting one. He's.
We don't have a songwriting category. in
Oh, we
this
don't.
one.
no.
Summer. I got. Oh man. Well, that kind of shapes
Guys
that.
that suck.
If you ever bring him
Yeah,
up
get
as
on
a
my
talented
guys that suck
songwriter,
list.
we might have to put you in a timeout.
We may need to do an intervention.
I'm going to go with Ian Gillan. You know, with that voice.
Which one? Black Sabbath? Deep Purple?
Probably the
Same
Deep Purple
voice.
stuff. Yeah, it's the same voice.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of interesting about that whole Black Sabbath thing. You heard the story on that
What story?
about
It was
how he,
kind of it was some kind of drunken.
Yes.
He
and
was
Tom-
drinking with
him and Tommy.
Tommy
Went
and
out drinking.
Tony
Again?
Iommi,
Tony, I
and
mean,
yeah,
Tony.
and
Tony,
they
yeah.
they kind of they were one night in a pub and stuff, and
Tony-
Tony said, "Look, you want to come and sing?" And he came down and had is it audition and stuff, or is it
No.
gig and stuff? And next thing you know, I was like,
No,
yeah.
I guess what they were out
But it was
drinking.
the result of an all night drinking
Yeah,
binge.
they were out
Yeah.
all night drinking, and something about, hey, let's do an album tour. So Ian said, all right, sure.
Yeah, I heard
Next
it,
thing
yeah.
you know, he gets a call from his manager the next day. He wakes up and he's like, what the hell did you do? He's like, what?
You know what you just did?
Yeah, he goes, no, I don't know. He goes, you said you're going to do an album tour. He's like, all right, I said it, I'll do it. And he went out and did it. And that's, I guess, that album's supposed to be coming back out. They're supposed to be
They're redoing it.
Born
redoing
Again?
it and-
Remastering.
Yeah, they're remastering
Really?
it. Yeah, they're remastering it.
Hero
You ever
to
listen to
Zero.
It's not that bad.
No.
What was the
It's
other
not-
one? The song.
You gotta listen to it a
Wasted.
couple times.
Yep, crashed.
Crash. That's
Crash.
what it was.
Yep.
Goofy video. Really.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, I like just probably the time when he was with Deep Purple with
Bevan was on drums from ELO for Black Sabbath. That Black Sabbath album.
that was what also was Tony Martin. I think was playing. No, he was
No,
the bass
actually, we
player.
saw with Bevan on drums when they played
Did- yeah.
Kobo with Quiet
Yeah.
Riot.
Yes.
I just never could get my head around that. But anyway, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
just
No, I just
Jumped
Ian
on your
Gillan
little
with that
thing there.
strong voice of his, and
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
he's
think
another
that's-
guy. He still sounds good too for
Yeah.
an old guy.
Yep.
So now, in your mind, is he the best Deep Purple singer?
No, yeah, because there was three of them. There was that Joe.
Well, that's why I'm
that
saying
Joe
there's
South. Yeah,
multiple
I
ones
was-
there. Is
yeah.
that your
no,
favorite?
He's
Okay.
out of the three. Yeah, basically, well, as I know of, three singers in Deep Purple, he was my favorite.
I'd say that's probably true.
And I did see a Deep Purple tour, that one when they did the with the Mark II lineup or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
I did see that. I did see him. So he's
That's the one with Steve Morse playing guitar.
no. This is with Richie playing guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I seen the
you
Oh,
know,
really?
Steve
the Mark II.
plays. He plays with him now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is back years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I seen the Mark II lineup.
Okay.
I did get to see that one with Roger on bass and
Okay.
John Lord on keyboards, rocking them keyboards. and
Awesome mustache.
Ian with Ian Pace on the drums.
Yeah.
Little known fact. Only one person was on every single Black Sabbath album. I mean, not Black Sabbath.
You're
Deep
done.
Purple.
Wow. You are really done.
There's
You are-
only one person that was on every
I'm
was a
gonna
Deep Purple
say
Was it Johnny Mathis?
he sang backing vocals on all the stuff.
Ian Pace.
Yes.
Pace, yeah. It was
the only
It was
member
either that or Roger Glover.
I
but
heard
it
that
is-
recently. That was like a trivia question.
He's the only one. Yeah, it was actually I heard it in an interview with him. He was on an interview with Eddie.
You know, that's kind of amazing because
That might have
they have
been.
gone through so many people. For him to survive all those, you know,
all the different things,
yeah.
even with what was it? With Rod Evans.
Oh my god!
And
They
bass
just
back
had
then.
so
and-
many
Yeah.
incarnations that were
I know.
just like from brilliant to brutal. It's like, oh, yikes!
Yep.
And for him to actually sit there and go, man, I need a paycheck. I guess that was the whole thing behind that.
Yeah. But no, yeah, Ian Gillan, I've always liked. He's always had that strong, deep voice and stuff like that. You know.
Okay.
So I would have to say that's the one.
Okay.
Yes. I can go again if you want.
No, shut the hell up. No, you're done. You're going to shut your mic off. You're not. Now you're just being a bully. All right, it's my turn. Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper is he doesn't have the biggest range, but you don't have to because the songs he sings
Fits him.
It's just he makes it creepy, and you never know if he's being serious or if he's singing it with like a wink, saying like Cold Ethel.
Yeah.
Is he really into this stuff, or is he just kind of going nudge, nudge, wink, wink? But his voice just makes it so creepy. So it's kind of like a Vincent Price type thing. When Vincent Price used to do like monologues and stuff, not just for him,
Yeah.
but just like
Yep.
on TV shows.
Right.
Vincent Price had one of those voices that just kind of like it eluded creepiness.
Yeah.
So Alice Cooper kind of had
But
that.
you know what?
Yeah.
He can also he kind of can turn it off when he does like a ballad. Like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Only Women
Oh,
That
yeah.
Bleed. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll Never Cry.
Yeah.
I mean, his
Yes.
voice
Yeah.
is good in those.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's got unrecognizable
Yeah.
range that
He-
you don't
he's-
hear often because of the performance.
Yeah,
of the
he does show his vulnerability and stuff, like he was from the inside.
Probably
and
be
stuff.
kind of cool to
It's-
see him
but-
do an album of just straightforward, rock, slower type songs and hear him sing because I think his voice is probably better than he gets credit for.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm always impressed with the fact when he sings a song, especially the older stuff, you never knew if he really meant it or not, or if he was just kind of he really was that warped because it could
Right.
go either way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You never really knew. Like
Right.
Ozzy's pretty straightforward. He's just nuts. But I mean,
Yeah.
Alice always kind of did it with a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, yeah, this is kind of funny.
I like
that type of thing.
I like the Dead and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
It's
it's like, I love the
okay.
Dead. They're like, well, do you love the Dead,
Yeah,
or are we
yeah.
just kind of just playing around here?
Right.
You never want to.
yeah.
You picked up the needle. You're going, huh?
I know, yeah.
This is kind of weird, but and Alice has aged very well.
Is he really insane, or if he's not?
is he
you know?
real? Is he really kind of a nut? But no, his voice has aged very, very well, and it's
Yeah.
still
Well, yeah,
good.
that one-
still fun to listen to.
That the one we went and seen him with Hailstorm. He's
Oh,
still.
he sounded really good. Yeah.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I was like, you figure, okay, he's a little bit older. We'll see what happens, but he still brought it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like I say, he's not hopping around the stage, but his vocals were just as strong as
he
ever.
still tours heavy too. I mean,
he's playing with
He's
Rob
coming
Zombie.
this year with Zombies.
He's with
he
Zombie.
tours heavy. He's not slowing down at all.
Oh no. And he it's not like he's still going out and playing with, let's say, like Rob Zombie. It's not like he's playing with some older classic rocks. He still goes out and
Right.
pulls it,
Right. We're wrapping it up, or we got time for one
No,
more?
we got time. We
Yeah, we
got
still
to
got
wait
time.
for our producer to get back
Okay.
down here. So we're going to just keep rambling.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with someone newer. I know you guys aren't big fans, but I am, and I
John
think,
Gary?
No.
John Butcher.
No, newer than that. Jay Buchanan, who sings for Rival Sons. Think the guy's got an awesome voice, a lot of range.
Don't know enough about him.
Yeah, I'm not
well, you
sure.
should introduce yourself to Rival Sons.
Why don't you burn me a CD?
Everybody out there, listen. They got so many CDs out now. They've been around for
holy
10
cow.
years, for crying out loud. Just came out with 2 albums this year.
10 CDs.
They came out with 2 albums this year. These guys are workhorses.
Vinyl or combination of vinyl and CD, or
Oh, they do both, but
Or
I
is it-
I
or is
don't.
it
I don't buy the
streaming?
vinyl. I
Oh,
buy
you
the
don't buy them?
CDs.
Oh, okay. I know.
But
It's-
they are.
I know it's like having.
They got a great sound, man. I think they're one of the more newer bands that you can relate to as an old timer. They're more of a. 70s, then I wouldn't say 80s, keyboard sound, but
We got the Leslie. The Leslie.
yeah, they do have keyboards, but they don't play the poppy sounding keyboards.
No, that Leslie.
They're
the
more of a
Hammond-
70s
with the-
old rock act, and he's
Gotcha.
got a great range. He's got a great voice. They do some slower ballad type stuff.
Okay.
And he's got a unique sounding voice. So that's one of my newer favorites. I had to check in with a new instead of you go backwards, I'll go forward. I'm the forward thinking guy.
I see.
You like to live in the past.
Wow, that's a shot. Not so subtle. But yeah.
Right? What do you got?
Okay. Oh, me.
Oh, no, I'm ready.
Kurt's
to go.
ready. Kurt's
No, I'm
ready.
Actually, I'm going to go with. I know you. We've.
Oh, here we go. If he's got to
we-
preface it with some kind of intro and stuff, he's going to
Here we
throw
go
something
again.
really
Are
goofy
you gonna have to
at
go
us.
into timeout?
No, it's actually it's Freddie Mercury. The vocals, his vocals are. You can't deny his vocals. I mean, I know the whole Queen
No.
is overdrawn, and you've heard enough of them.
As a
but
vocalist, right? He's very,
Yes.
very unique and stuff, and does have a very strong presence.
Yes.
Like Mike was saying about Cooper and stuff, his ballads are just as just as good as his crazy songs and stuff too. So No,
Would he sing as well if he had his buck teeth fixed?
Boy, those are.
Do you think that had anything to do with
yeah,
it?
that's I don't.
Or if his pants were so damn tight.
Yeah, I just.
That
Man,
might have been caused by something else.
I don't know. Oh, hey now, let's not go there. Let's just keep
No, but
this-
he is. I mean,
Family
Freddie
friendly.
Mercury had a lot of range, and
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm just making fun. I don't know why.
And the thing is what I've always liked about the Queen albums is there was always a nice range of the songs that they put on. They would put on, he would put on a hard, on an album they'd have a hard rocking tune, flow into a ballad, come into some bizarre type another song. It's just the way he was able to work through the albums and stuff like that. Where it was just something that and he had that voice, that strength in his voice.
All right.
That's what I know. It's like I know it's overdrawn. Everybody's known with the movie and all that stuff. And
Well, this has got nothing to do with that. This is what
Right.
your favorites are. If
Right,
you
yeah.
like Freddie Mercury's voice, you
like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
I like
that's
Freddie.
it.
You like the way he moves?
Yeah.
no, I don't like the way he moves out. I'd rather just see him at the piano and just playing at the piano. I'd rather,
Like
You're
the way
just
he
moved by Freddie
sashayed
Mercury.
around the stage.
Yeah, I have no interest.
Yeah.
I have no interest. It's one of the things where I'll just close my eyes and listen to the voice.
Hey, I'll admit it right now. I never, when he came out, I just didn't see it. How I missed it, but
Well,
not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, there's
No,
nothing
But
but-
wrong
I just
with it. Yeah.
I just thought it was part of his
you
act.
got to
man.
remember how old we are when we came up. That wasn't something that was still pretty
No.
closeted and stuff. That
Yeah,
no
that
one
people
really
never
know
really thought
what
about it.
gay was. I mean, we'd call it gay just for joking around, but we didn't
He was
know what it meant.
flamboyant.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And you figure, okay, he's a singer
He's
and it's
different.
flamboyant.
Yeah. So
Because you had a lot of bands like the New York Dolls that were dressing that way. You had even Mark Bolan with T-Rex and stuff dressing. So what Freddie was doing, it's like, oh, hey, some of these other glam bands, David Bowie, was another
Yeah.
one. It's another singer I do like a lot, but.
Okay.
Well,
Mike's gonna go with another one. Okay.
I should get on the mic when I say that. Lou Graham.
Oh, he was on my list too.
Yeah, I mean, I like his voice. Very solid, very powerful. All could be really, for the ballads and stuff, they're very melodic as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he could go from softer stuff to just balls out rocking too. Love his voice. Love his range. That's basically it. I listen to foreigner stuff, and I really like Lou Graham. I think his voice is
he did.
without getting squeaky and everything else. He's got pretty good range and depth to his voice, and a lot of emotion.
yes.
I had him on my list. Yes.
That's how you be concise.
Okay.
You're talking about stuff. You're going off on a tangent there, but
I see.
all right.
Okay. Good job.
There you go.
My turn. Or is it my turn now?
Yes.
You let me go?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with Peter Wolf.
Oh.
Like Peter
Booba
Wolf,
Yes.
Peter Wolf, I'm not saying anybody, couldn't replace Peter Wolf and Jay Giles, but he was kind of the, He was Jay Giles
Mm-hmm.
and the
no one could have
showman.
replaced him.
I don't know. He's got a recognizable voice, but he's not a Mick Jagger, Steven Tyler type voice. But I think he's got a great voice for what they did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like
And
live though, how could you replicate? You couldn't find anybody who could rap like that.
No,
You have
that's
the
what I
whole
mean. He
movement
was
with the
Jay
green teeth
Giles.
to let me in. That
Yeah,
type
I mean,
of thing.
as far as singing the songs.
Oh, all right. As far as like singing
You could
songs.
probably find someone to come close to singing those, but I just wouldn't have been, and I wouldn't have liked it, but he probably
Right.
could have passed it off. I mean, they replaced Jay Giles, the guitar player, in the end.
God rest his soul.
even before he died.
Yeah.
But I even recently though I've gotten his solo stuff and all his solo albums except what's the name of the one? There's one I can't think of the name of it. It's not. That one's kind of cheesy, but all the rest of them are really good. He's had good guest musicians on them.
The one thing I always was kind of weird was back when he did that one video,
Come as
where
you
he's-
are.
where he's
Where
hopping
jumping
from-
around the whole
yeah.
time. How did he do that without passing out?
That must have been
He
clipping
hopped
those.
through the
They must have
whole
clipped them
thing.
together.
He
They must-
didn't
yeah, they
stop.
had
I gotta
to.
look that one up
Come
again. I haven't seen
on.
that in years. It's got to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
That one, I remember
Dude,
seeing that.
yeah,
but
I saw that. I don't know how I came across. I think I had an old. I'm doing. Long story longer. Kurt's been getting rid of a lot of cassettes and stuff. He'd asked me if I wanted some old cassettes. I said, I should get through some of my old VCR tapes because a lot of the stuff I taped off MTV and stuff I can see now on YouTube. I don't need to have them on a cassette.
Yeah.
So I was going through there, and I think Peter Wolf's "Come as You Are" popped up on one of those. And you're right, the whole damn thing. He's doing this, he's bouncing up and down. I go, come on, man.
I know.
Yeah, but they probably edited
I
it together.
yeah, I
There's no
know,
way.
but
he
it
could-
just-
But yeah, it's just
very
weird.
impressive.
But in the day, man, he
Very
could leap.
athletic.
He could even when you went to see him in a concert, he got up there, man.
Oh yeah, he moved across the stage. He
Yeah.
owned the stage, and
He's
you
in, I mean, he's in his 70s now.
But like you said, that with Giles, I think that'd be the same thing with Tyler with Aerosmith. You couldn't imagine
Yeah.
anybody else doing anything like that.
I think Giles, they didn't write a lot of their songs. Some of their they did do a lot of remakes.
First I look at the purse, is a remake.
I don't know. I think they're very underrated.
Yeah.
Not in Detroit so much.
Right,
but,
that's what I say. Not
but
here.
in
is
other
it?
parts of the country, there's never same thing. Like Dokken never made it. And
Right.
they were on the cusp. But I think they were a great band, man. They always sounded
Well,
good.
I don't know if they ever made inroads like out west. Now,
I
I'm
don't
sure they
think
could.
so.
They were big
In
in
California,
the Northeast.
they might have
Yeah,
done a little bit. But
I don't.
But in the
that's-
Northeast and stuff, I think they were big because they're from Boston. And
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. The Boston area, the
down that area,
Massachusetts,
in
and stuff
Detroit,
like that.
Yeah.
Chicago, Cleveland, and stuff. But I don't think
They might have had
L.A.
deep-
really jumped
I
onto
think
that.
that's certain pocket. I think Florida they did okay, but like there's some places they probably didn't even hardly know who they were.
Yeah. Probably through that. The plains of the Midwest probably wasn't,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Kansas City.
Because he
Kansas and-
recently did some solo shows out in California, so
Oh, he did? Okay.
they might have because they did a couple festivals. They did like the Pink Pop Festival.
Okay.
They opened for the Stones. They
Right,
they were known,
they
but
just,
never. And I don't know what the record sales were like. I know what do you call it? My least favorite album, Freeze Frame.
yeah.
That album was a pretty big album for them.
Okay.
Freeze Frame Centerfold.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause that video,
Angel and Blue.
Yeah, that
Angel
video
Blue,
got a lot of
Flamethrower.
Piss in the wall.
Yeah, Piss on the Wall. That album, and then Love
That
Stinks. Love Stinks did well.
You-
Really, they had a string from
Hated
Sanctuary.
that album cover. That was a disturbing album cover. But yeah, the album was.
Remember when they played Saturday Night
That's
Live?
not my wife.
When
Yeah.
that album came out and they played Piss on the Wall?
Yeah. Did they play it on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
That's no bowling ball. That's my wife.
I don't remember them playing
No
that. I remember,
anchovies.
No anchovies, yes.
Jeez.
That was weird.
They got a little
was-
weird. That's
yeah,
when
that
that's
was-
when they started. I think that was more Seth Justman. From what I
Yeah.
read, Seth
was the
Justman
guy, yeah.
wanted to kind of take him in a different direction. It was the '80s; things
Yeah.
were changing.
Yeah,
Wolf
Peter
didn't
Wolf
want
is more
to.
of an R&B guy,
And that's
He'd
when
have been
Wolf
happy
said, "I'm
singing
outta
all those
here."
kind of tunes.
Yeah.
I
Right?
said I'm out of here after that.
that
He
was-
left
that was
after
that.
what? Freeze Frame, right?
I think it was.
Yeah, that was his
They
last
did, they
album.
did like one album after that with Seth singing.
Concealed Weapons was the
Yeah, and that didn't
and
go
Seth
anywhere.
Justman sang. Or Stephen Joe Blatt, I think.
Okay.
Playing drums, but yeah, that was the end of it.
Got it.
That's another band too. Don't they have anything like in the archives they can release?
Who
I would
owns it
think
though?
they got to have a live album in there somewhere or something from way back.
Yeah,
Nothing
maybe.
comes out.
Who do you
from
think
that.
owns it though?
Yeah, it's the
I
thing.
don't know.
Is
I know
probably,
that Rhino was going to release
you were saying about the first.
Full House album in its entirety from the
Right.
2 nights they recorded, and then Peter Wolf put a block on it. It was produced and everything. That I was going to order it, and you were going to get these playing cards. It was going to be like this box set, you know.
Yeah.
So it was manufactured and ready to go, and I guess he put the kibosh on it. So I don't know if he still owns rights to it. I don't know how that stuff works.
Yeah, there could be other
So
people
somewhere
that
in
are
a
involved,
warehouse that shit's sitting.
probably.
Right.
Well, if not, what was it, Universal or whatever? That their warehouse burnt down and.
Oh yeah, burned.
They didn't really release any information about that. It had to be kind of like dug out of them.
Now the guy in charge of Universal's in trouble with that P Diddy stuff. Did you
Oh,
see
really?
that? Yeah, the head of Universal's.
He's
He's pretty involved in that.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not good.
He might be in some trouble.
That's not good. Interesting. Okay.
All right, what's next?
Me? Jackson Brown.
Yes.
I can listen to Jackson Brown all day except when he starts singing about political stuff. But like he does stuff like, from Running on Empty and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Shape of a Heart and stuff. He's got a very, very distinct sound, very, very distinct voice, very melodic. Doesn't have a really high range.
No.
He's
Well,
pretty
just-
much
yeah,
kind of a
that's-
flatliner, kind of like a James Taylor type thing there and stuff. Where
Yep.
Very, very soothing, very melodic, great songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The only time he loses me is when he starts singing about, the Contras in Nicaragua and stuff. It's like, okay, Jackson, let's
Isn't he a
go.
big
Let's go
environmental-
to a next.
Isn't he a
next
big
step.
environmentalist too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Save
but
the
there was the
Plants
one on
and
the
Save the Planet type stuff
Then
he
in the
sings.
Breach album, he did something about the greatest thing was ever created. Plastic was made to never break down or whatever. Something
Yeah.
along that line to paraphrase it. But yeah, he's still got his toes in that. But I don't hate him for that as much. Like I said, the political stuff. Like, I don't need that. I'm trying to listen to music to relax and escape. The
Does
real
he do
world.
that in concert too? Does he preach?
That was that was
Not
back
so much. He used to do it back in the day a
in the
little bit
90s
more.
and that.
Yeah,
He
was
would
more
get a
that
little
no
political.
nukes kind of stuff there.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
He just kind of toned it out and
No,
say, okay, shut
last-
up and play the pretender.
Yeah, he pretty much the last few times that we've seen him, he just went out, played, and
Yeah.
just that was it. He
Hell
didn't.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a while, there were a couple times we've seen him back in the '90s where he was up there ranting one day.
Yeah.
We were at Pine Knob and he told one guy to shut up.
Yeah, he was. He
I got
was
something to
doing-
say here.
I saw
Yeah.
a video Frampton did that. This guy was on the phone and he ripped him.
Oh,
I
really?
saw bits and pieces of that.
It was on on YouTube or something or on the news.
Oh, really?
He was in some casino somewhere and
He looked
stuff
at the
playing.
guy and he
Yeah.
goes, put the phone down. Oh yeah, he rained the guy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
He
interesting.
lost it, man.
Ah, yeah. He was just here in Windsor last month.
Oh, Frampton?
Yeah,
Really?
it was a Friday night. It was
Yeah, he's not on Detroit. He doesn't have Detroit as he stops.
no, it was Windsor. It was
He
the
will.
Windsor. It was
He'll
the Windsor
come back.
Casino.
He'll play the.
No, he played on a Friday night in
I
March.
saw something online, not that show, but I saw one of the opening dates there. It's kind of cool because now he does the Phil Collins thing where he sits in a chair.
Yeah, he sits in
No,
But
whole-
the cool
whole band
thing
does.
is the whole band sits in a chair too, though. They have like the bass player sits in a chair, so it kind of looks more, it looks more even and stuff. It doesn't shut out
Did
that
you see
Peter's
the
sits in a
Phil
chair.
Collins sat in though? I mean,
Yeah, it looked
they-
like a cheap
it looked like
office
they
man.
bought an
Fold-out chair.
office
Yeah,
man.
it
it
was
looks
a
like a
fold-out-
cheap
What the hell?
office
Yeah.
man. So I was like, geez, you
It's like
couldn't get like a
leaning over.
recliner and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. Yeah. Well, he couldn't. Yeah, it looks like he couldn't sit up straight.
Shit, I get
Looks
one
like
of
he
those, I
couldn't-
get those high back chairs and stuff. Look
Yeah.
at the king and stuff. I'd be out there like that with a little motorized
Poor
thing
guy.
going left and right.
Yeah,
Could even
yeah.
get him a nice lazy boy.
I know he
leather
was.
or
Yeah,
something.
he was
Get
at
one
least
of those rascals from the Seinfeld episode, just
Yeah, yeah.
speed up and down the ego ramps and stuff. Go up the audience.
Jeez, oh man.
at least give him something with arms that
Yeah,
would
it
hold
looked like
properly.
it was Ricky was going to
Keep
fall
him
apart
propped
on
up.
him.
Why can't they do that for Ozzy?
Because Ozzy can still walk, I guess.
No, he
No,
can't.
he-
Oh, he can't?
Oh man,
Oh man.
he's
He
really
can't
bad.
even walk.
I
They
see.
should put him in a coffin that's kind of raised up. He can
Yeah,
sing from a coffin.
Dying for him
I
to
seen
play.
I'd seen a news clip reel. He was walking hunched over, and Sharon was basically holding him up.
Well, when
He looked
he
really
was on
bad.
the Super Bowl,
Sharon's
2
been
years
holding
ago, a
him
year
up for
ago,
years.
Last year, he did a quick thing on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Where they said he came out of the stage. They said he was propped up on that thing,
Oh, probably.
and then he didn't.
What, do you
sing.
stick up his ass to
Yeah,
make sure he
he
didn't fall
basically
over?
had a stick up his back, and then they said he didn't sing either. He lip synced the whole thing. So they said they don't even know if he can sing anymore.
I don't
Lord.
think he just looks. The one video clip that I
Sharon's
seen.
so pissed off.
Yeah.
She wants the money, man.
Oh, hell
Come
yeah.
on, get out there, Ozzy.
It's like you got enough
Come on,
money.
Ozzy, get on out there.
Yeah, you got enough money. You own the Black Sabbath stuff now. You know,
Does he outright?
they when if Tony and Geezer want a tour,
Right.
if they want to use Black Sabbath, Ozzy's involved. If they go out, they can't use Black Sabbath unless Ozzy's involved.
So they could do the Heaven and Hell thing that they did
Yes.
a couple of years back.
Right, but it's
yeah, but
basically
Geezer doesn't want to tour anymore.
yeah.
They're
No,
not gonna-
well,
they're
yeah.
not
They,
gonna
well,
be
well, Tony
Sabbath.
can't play anymore either. He's done. He's
Yeah, no.
retired. But what I'm saying is,
Tony can play, but he said he can't do a tour.
right, yeah, because of his health.
God, these guys are 70 years old, guys. We're we're
But
thinking
but
they're
basically,
still,
yeah,
you know,
basically, you know, if they want to use the Black Sabbath name, Ozzy's involved. That's basically because Sharon set it up that way.
pulls all that off.
Oh, yeah.
She's, you got to give her credit. She must be pretty smart.
Well, there was the one. What was it? I don't know if it was like a
I think
behind the
being a
music
bitch
thing,
helps, too.
but when Lee Schuyler was not Lee Kerslake
Yeah,
drummer.
was alive, he's like, hey, I may not like her, but I got to hand it to her. She really.
I mean, for a while they ripped them right out of the albums.
Yeah.
They re-recorded their parts.
I know. I remember hearing him and it was him and Bob Daisley that they. I remember hearing a version on the
They
radio.
got no writing credits. They
Yeah.
wrote the songs too.
Bob Daisley wrote all the
I know,
songs.
and he got nothing.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
just
basically, it was like he goes. He was. I mean, Ozzy would maybe come up with an idea, like he'd come up with the term "crazy." This is a crazy train, and
They said Ozzy came up with harmonies here and there, but he
Right,
never
but
wrote
nothing,
A lyric.
yeah.
He's
But it was-
never
it
written
was-
any music.
was Geezer wrote all the lyrics in
Yeah,
Sabbath,
Geezer
basically,
was the lyrics.
and the early part of through the early part of Ozzy's career, maybe most of it was Bob Daisley.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote all the lyrics,
But Ozzy got credit for him.
Yeah, well, because
Whatever
Sharon.
she did.
Well, the whole thing with Jakey Lee. He thought he was going to get credits on the album, and he gets the album, and it says all songs and music written by Ozzy Osbourne. He goes, "Wait a minute,"
They hate her. No one likes her.
because it was like Sharon's like, "Hey, I could write on the album whatever's on there."
Right. Right.
If I want to write Ozzy play guitar, drums, and bass, I'm going to do it.
Okay, what's next?
Do you know
Who's
what? What? Oh,
Okay.
my turn.
Your turn?
My turn.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you haven't. I haven't surprised that you haven't mentioned Bob Seger.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. There's a lot of people to mention.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
All right.
guessing who we didn't do.
Yeah, that's probably we can start doing. But actually,
Now, before I mention this next one, I want to let you guys know that okay. So you introduce Burt Bacharach. All right. So okay, go ahead. Ray Conniff Singers.
I think my dad might have had a Ray Conniff album.
Oh, I did. Or my parents did. Yeah, they. S wonderful, S marvelous, and yeah. Wow. Why we're not serial killers after listening to that stuff? I don't understand why not. How we ended up the way we did. It really was a mind rot. Anyway, go ahead there.
well, actually, probably a guy that I probably just liked because of a lot of his personality and how he handled himself was probably Joe Elliott.
Oh, you know what? I do have Joe Elliott. It had to be.
don't.
Yes, right
liar.
there. It says Joe Elliott right at the bottom of the page.
You scribbled it down.
I don't have no pen. I got no pencil. No, Joe Elliott's great. I think he's got a great range. And
Yep.
yeah, you're right. He's a nice, great personality.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just-
Good
he can go
personality.
from Photograph to Hysteria and stuff as far as his vocal range stuff.
Pour
But-
some sugar on me.
But I'll let you finish that up. But yeah.
I'm
on board, Joe Elliott.
It's like it's like he never really took himself seriously.
No, he never
just-
did. He never played the rock star card
Right.
anywhere.
He would go out. They
Yeah.
would record the album. He would do a tour and end up in the pub somewhere, and just hanging out and then go record another album and tour and
Yeah.
he just stage presence was
Right,
just
and
really
you
cool,
see
really
the
laid
behind
back.
the music and stuff. I mean, obviously they drank a lot and stuff, but he never
Yeah.
really was. He never was a rock star jerk guy.
No,
Yeah.
he just. I'm happy to be doing this.
Yeah, I
love-
said he does have range in his earlier stuff. I mean, obviously now the range is not there, but I mean,
but
he,
in the early through the
you
80s
listen
and
to like
stuff.
the
Yeah.
Hysterica and Animal, then you can contrast that with Let It Go and
Right.
other stuff like that, Photograph and stuff. So he's got a little bit of range there.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He does. Because if you listen, because Mutt Lang brought a lot of them out of him when he did the Photograph album and stuff like that,
Right.
But yeah,
All right.
No.
So Joe, what do we got there on the meter there?
a lot of spinning numbers.
Okay, a lot of spinning numbers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So yeah, we could probably wrap this up.
Okay.
And we
All
really,
right.
I know we
Yeah.
didn't get a chance. We basically talked about
shit,
singers all day.
we did got no guitar players,
Well,
no
there's no
drummers, no
drums
bass
in
players, and I only
know, I
got
got-
half of my singers. So
Oh,
we're obviously going to revisit this somewhere down
Right.
the line again.
With
So
bassists
this is a good,
and,
this is
and
a good
guitar.
starting point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys like the show?
I thought it was fantastic.
Other than
Yeah.
a couple little, people. I
Oh,
should've
and what about
mentioned,
what about Eddie Money? You never mentioned. Was there Eddie Money?
That's
down
on the
there?
next one.
I
That's
haven't
on the
got
next
there.
one.
See, that's going to be
I got a
part
long
two.
list,
That's
man.
going to be part two.
I figured you would.
I tried to mix it up a little bit. I
I
didn't go
figured-
quite back to the 20s,
I
but
figured-
except for Burl Ives.
Right.
But he wasn't really on my list. That just came
Yeah.
to mind since you were going that far
Yeah.
back. But next show, I'll get back more
Okay.
into the 1800s.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like Sonny Boy Williams and
Yeah,
And
We can
there
go
you go.
blues,
Yeah.
strictly
Okay.
blues, and go in depth
Okay.
into that.
yeah, we could do
too.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I figured you'd come busted out with either Eddie Money or Bob Seger. I figured that's where you're.
These lists are long.
But
We've
I
got
figured
plenty
he would,
of time.
But I figured he would come out with Eddie Money because he talked
go
Eddie
on and
Money.
on. We
He
could go
talked.
on
He
and
is really fired up today.
He is.
He is really. I don't know if you're.
That's why I didn't waste
are you
my time on
shooting up
like a Johnny
B12
Mathis.
shots or what do you got
There's
going on?
too many good ones. That,
You eating mangoes or what's going on here? Why are
Yes,
you all?
I had some
steroids.
mangoes earlier
all
today.
right.
No.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
I'll wrap this thing up here because we're going to start boring these people and they're going to start flipping over to porn.
I see. Well,
So
I
just,
thought we bored them a while ago with some of our singers, and stuff
But
like that.
just yours.
I see. Oh, my.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
That's when they went to the bathroom.
right.
I
Yeah.
see. Oh, it's a bathroom run.
Oh yeah. Kurt's talking. It's a beer break. like a drum solo at a concert. Kurt's talking. Yeah, go ahead. But anyway, we will revisit this again. We got a
Okay.
lot more singers. We never even touched the other guys.
Yep.
But yeah, this has
Guitars
got
and
a lot of
basses,
legs
yeah,
to it. So
drums. Okay.
yeah, wrap it up for us.
All right,
Kurt.
and we had a great show today. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, you guys come back, and we also have some other shows out there. If you want to check it out at the Music Examination. If you want to email us at the musicexamination@gmail.com. This podcast was recorded and engineered at Frederickson Studio. It was produced for Zonal Productions. And Zag's all excited. He's clapping us out. And I think we are done for today.
That's it. Bang your head.
Yes. And keep listening.
You can't leave now. Who's gonna water the plants?